All right, good afternoon everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Leo Falzon. I'm a physiotherapy resident here at Humana Health, and we're back for another of our midday movement series. Today we're going to be going through a series of 4 movements, and between each we're going to be going through a bit of a yoga-inspired flow. So it'd be a good way to just take a break in the middle of your day, recharge, reconnect with your body and your breath, and again, as always, if anything doesn't feel good or you feel it needs to be modified, make sure to do whatever feels best for your body. Everybody's different, and there's no need to poke into any positions of discomfort or push through anything that feels excessively stressful. Okay, actually one more quick note is this is the last Monday we're going to be doing this series, but we will be moving into a new series in February. I think it's going to be called Fit February. And we're going to be showcasing what you can do at home with different types of equipment, whether that's a stability ball, a TRX, a resistance band, a dumbbell, a kettlebell. So stay tuned for that starting next week, okay? To start with, we're going to come onto all fours, okay? And we're just going to start by getting a little warm up, starting by rocking back and forth, okay? So we'll start by rocking towards the heels, and then rocking forward, getting the wrists nice and warm. Just starting to connect with the breath here. We're just going to go back 5 or 6 times. Good. Thinking about actively pushing away the floor as you do this, starting to get the shoulder blade muscles involved. We'll go once more, and then we're going to find a neutral position where our hips are stacked over our knees and our shoulders are stacked over our wrists. And from here, we're going to shift our weight first onto opposite hand and opposite leg. So we're going to go left arm and left knee raise up slightly, and then we're going to bring them together. So this is our cross connect. We're going to come back out, and then bring them together. So exhaling as we connect, and inhaling as we extend. No need to go up too high with the leg. We're just thinking about nice, easy hip extension here. 2 more reps. Inhale and exhale. Good, so we're just getting the core activated, getting the shoulder musculature engaged, getting the hips engaged, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So lifting up and connecting elbow to knee. Exhale. Inhale as we extend, and exhale as we flex. Let's get 3 more reps in here, okay? Last one. Good. From here, we're going to come into a plank position if that's comfortable for you. If not, we're just going to stay in this position and then shoot into a downward facing dog, okay? So you can either come up into your plank, take a breath, and then we're going to shoot back into a downward dog, pressing through the thumb and first finger, bending the knees as much as is necessary, and shifting the hips up towards the sky. And then we're going to float through this position. Now if you need to bend the knees here, that's okay. If not, we're going to lower slowly, trying to be nice and controlled. Tent the hands, and we're going to bend, extending through that upper back. Okay? Now from this position, I'm going to come up once again and then step, hop, or float forward into a standing position. Okay? From here, we're going to move into a lunge with a rotation. So we're going to plant our right foot, our left foot is going to step back, and then we're going to go both directions. So first, we're going to go left hand reaches up to the sky, following our hand with our eyes, and And then opposite hand. Right hand reaches up, getting a nice big stretch to that right hip. And then back through. And the same thing on the left now. Okay, so starting with the right hand, going up to the sky, getting some much needed mid-back mobility here. And the opposite way, okay? We're going to go through that 3 times on each side, okay? Good. Switching to the left. So trying to stay active if you can. If the back knee wants to bend and relax on the floor, that's totally fine. It's really up to you, whatever feels best. We're going to do one more on each side. So here's what a rep would look like with that back knee bend. Good. When you've done that posture up, you're going to plant your hands, come back into your plank, and step back into your downward facing dog. I'm going to take a couple of breaths here. And float forward into our plank and lower slowly into that push-up, okay? Tip the hands, and we're going to get some extension through that mid-back. And now we're going to slowly control on the way up. If you need to, keep your knees on the ground. Good. From this position, we're going to hop, step, or float forward, back into a standing posture, okay? So we're going to move to our airplane rotations now. So working on single leg balance, we're going to start on the right, and we're going to shift our weight onto that right leg, and then hinge the hips back, and we can have our arms out like an airplane. You go as far here as feels good to you, trying to keep a straight line from your head through your shoulders to your hips. And then if you're feeling comfortable here, you can rotate away from the leg that's on the ground, okay? So you get a nice big traction in that right glute. You'll struggle with your balance if you're like me. That's okay, get right back on the horse. And we're gonna do this for a few more seconds. And relax, good. So you're feeling some fatigue maybe in your foot muscles, in your hips. It's a good full body integration movement. We're going to move to the same thing on the left side now. So hinging those hips back. Good. Trying to keep a straight line from head to hips. And facing away if you have it in you. Apparently I don't have it in me. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent work. Take a break, plant the hands, and float back into our downward facing dog, where you can get a bit of an active recovery here. Trying to make this workout nice and dynamic. Okay. A couple of breaths here. Getting some good mid-back mobility, hamstring mobility, and floating forward through our plank and slowly lowering down. Good. Tip the hands, raise up through that mid-back, getting a nice stretch here. And again, raising up, stepping, hopping, or floating the feet forward. And we're going to come down into as much of a deep squat as you can. If this isn't very much, that's totally okay. Getting into the hips a little bit, just getting a bit of a stretch here into the groin. And then we're going to slowly raise up into about a 90-degree or a little bit more position. And try to just hold this for a few seconds. So you'll feel your quads start to light up. And then from here, we're going to take a breath in and extend through the arms, squeeze the glutes as we get a nice back bend here. So no need to go super far here. We're just getting a nice stretch through the mid-back, nice stretch through the shoulders. And we're gonna do 2 more reps there. So slowly coming down into our squat. Nice and controlled. We're gonna hang out here for a few more seconds. And on the inhale, come up into our back bend. Only go as far as feels good for your body. And coming back down slowly into our squat. Everything's nice and controlled here. Trying to keep the torso as upright as you can. That'll make you feel it more in the quads. And on your next inhale, we're going to rise into a good back bend. Taking a moment here. And come back into your squat. Plant the hands. And we're going to come into a child's pose. Just take a few breaths here, okay? You can, if it feels good, you can walk the hands one direction. Really take some big breaths into the side of the body. And then walking the hands to the other direction. Good. And we're going to come back into all fours and repeat that circuit once more. Okay? So, body's nice and warm now. We're going to try to move through this a little bit quicker. So, starting with our cross connect. Okay? So, bringing the opposite arm and opposite leg out, and then connecting elbow to knee. And we're going to get 6 reps here. Okay? That was 2. 3, exhaling as we connect, inhaling as we extend. Last one. Good. Okay. And we'll switch sides here. Exhale as you connect, inhale as you extend. Trying to be active with the hand that's pushing into the floor. Really thinking about pushing the floor away as opposed to just sinking into that arm. Good. 2 more reps here. And last one. Perfect. Okay. From here, we're going to come back and rise up into our plank if that's available to you. If not, we're going to go straight back into downward facing dog, okay? And floating forward, lowering down, tensing the hands, extending through the mid-back. Good. Plant the hands and slowly control as we rise. And then walking the feet forward and back into our lunges with rotation. So let's start on the left side this time. We're going to come into that lunge. Going to look up to the sky. Good. And switching sides. Good. Trying to stay connected with your breath here. This is our second rep. We'll do 1 more on each side. Good. Might be feeling your legs a little bit here. A bit more of a challenging flow today. Perfect. So, From here, we're going to plant our hands, step back, slowly lower, rise up, back into our downward facing dog, and repeat those movements once more. Slowly lowering, extending through the mid and upper back, and raising up. From here, we can step forward, and we're going to move into our airplanes. So we're adding a little dynamic movements between to get the heart rate up a little bit, and just make this more of a dynamic as opposed to a static routine. Okay, so hinging those hips back, get the arms wide, and rotating away from the stance leg. Excellent. And hold this for 3, 2, 1, and we're going to go other side. How will Leo's left leg do this time? Hinging back. Okay. Once you find your stable base, rotating. Good. And we're just going to hold this for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Beautiful. We're going to, I think I just did that once. We're going to come back into all fours now and move back into our downward facing dog. Couple of breaths here. Coming forward, trying to navigate these in-between motions with intention. Tight the hands. And raise up. Slowly press up. And we're going to step forward into our squat motion. So we're coming into that deep squat to start. Open up the hips. Maybe rock side to side. Feels good on the ankles. In this position, slowly try to raise up to about a 90-degree angle. We're going to hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And slowly we're going to rise and bend backwards. Trying to keep the core and the glutes engaged here so we're not just bending to the low back. And we're going to sit back down into our deep squat this time. Rock side to side. And slowly rise till we find that chair pose position. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And on the inhale, we're going to rise and bend backwards. Take a breath here, and then we're going to come down for one more rep. So slowly lowering into the hips. And only as far as feels good for you. And rising up. Trying to stay nice and vertical with your trunk. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And on the inhale, rise and bend back. Take a breath in this position. And we're going to lower down one last time. Plant the hands and come back into a child's pose. So from here, just take some breaths. Really breathe into the back of the rib cage. Your knees can be as wide as feels comfortable for you. And take as long as you need in that position, or from here, do any other movements that feel good for you. But from us, that'll be it for today's routine. Thanks to everybody who joined, we really appreciate it. And stay tuned for Wednesday, where our kinesiologist, Camila, is going to be running another session. Okay, so I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Take care for now.